So up to the second match out here between the Keerthi Warriors and the Nandi Chargers. This is the women's doubles. We have got Anisha Datla and Zena for the Keerthi Warriors, along with Deepti Iyer and Sahithi Ponnala, the captain of the Nandi Chargers here. Keerthi Warriors on the river when the first starts, it's only one serve. The Chargers on serve, Sahithi on serve. Gets that ball right in. Really good now because she's been a player, she has played in the past and has been one of the women to watch out for in the pickleball circuit, and that way Zena has been really good with her strokes as well. This is a very good shot, an absolute shot. Sahithi just could not go ahead and reach that.
0-1.
And she has Nandi Pies probably to take care of, so it's a big family to take care, so too much responsibility on her. I don't know how much she sleeps in the night.
I mean, this is something that I've seen with Sahithi as well in the past, where she's not been able to, cover the court pretty decently. She's been stuck at one point.
Keerthi Warriors still having an edge here. That's a pretty good start for Keerthi Warriors, we could say. And yeah, we have quite...
To love in the Warriors. Anisha and Zena Chargers there, but Nandi Chargers, they need that little motivation. They need something extra. They need some magic to work out for themselves because they're running a little short on motivation levels at this point after being comprehensively bet in the first men's doubles tie, and all pressure is on Deepti Iyer and Sahithi Ponnala. And finally, look at that relief on Sahithi's face.
After that defense, Zena somehow managed a point. I mean, one of the ball was out. That pressure, you really cannot make good calls on whether she pulled through that point somehow.
2-1. Keerthi Warriors on their first serve. Zena on that serve.
Hello.
Use of the kitchen there. A nice attempt there from that smash from the captain. And very well bisected between both Zena and Anisha.
I mean, Nandi is clearly kind of dominating the points. They are controlling the net and their resets are pretty solid. And Sandeep, I want to ask a fun note. So what do you think, like having your husband on the same team and like how is it to the team? Is it good, or what is your take on having your husband on the same team?
Yeah, it's difficult to comment. So I was playing with my, not wife, so sister on court. I would say with wife it's much more difficult because sister, we go to two different homes after the game. But then when you play with your wife, it's always good that you could strategize early, a day before. That you are too much available for your wife, or your wife is more available for the husband, and you can decide in the kitchen, wherever you can make strategies on how to play this, that's the advantage. But then when it comes to the completion of the game, there'll be bad blood. And there'll be instances where wife and husband has to sleep in two different rooms because they're unable to sleep over it.
Good match, then it's a good night, or else it'll be a pretty harsh night. It's a double-edged sword. And Nandi's got I mean, now it's a DRS, I think, and they're deciding between is it being a replay or what is it going to be?
Let's see, but also it is very surprising that how teams take time to settle in, and you can see the first 4 points. You can see each team reading the other team, like what their game is, what their strategy is. So it takes time to settle in, at least in pickleball, and the actual battle maybe starts after 2 or 3 points, after 2 or 3 breaks, and sometimes in rare cases the from the start itself they have the momentum, and then they win with a very good lead. Here we have the DRS now. Now the ball is bouncing, and uh, so I think the referee is looking at the video in slow motion, and I think it's mostly out. Uh, and it looks out to me at least, and then it's also quite difficult to for the referees to call right or wrong when when the ball is bouncing too close to the line, like 50% of the ball is in, or like 30% of the ball is in. But that is the reason we have DRS in place, and yeah, each team gets one DRS in each match, and if they're right, maybe that is put back to one. But if they're wrong, I think they do not have the option to call the DRS again in the match. So it's important how they use the DRS, whether you keep it for later or you want to risk it at times. That's an unforced error from Zena. Zena is usually quite composed, but right here the ball hit the strap. So I think she was trying to keep the ball low. And there's a beautiful serve from Sahithi, and it's very. I mean, it has too much angle on the shot, because of which Zena found it hard to get to the ball. There's one more unforced error from Keerthi. I think they need to get their game together and focus more on putting the ball in.
And when it comes to unforced errors, Sandeep, so when it comes to unforced errors, so what do you think? Like once the team is doing unforced errors and back to back, you're losing points. Then how do you think you can recoup, and how do you think you can mentally come back to the game and get the momentum right in? What do you think we should do?
So I myself have been on the court. So when we face instances like this, it's always better to keep the ball in more, because pickleball is not about hitting those winners, being aggressive on the court. It's more about putting the ball in, have that extra shot wherein, and also wait for that particular easy shot so that you can attack. So it's not always hitting aggressive or hitting fast hands. So you just keep the ball in so that until the team settles and both of their confidence are up, and maybe they get into the flow of the match. That is how I think you should be recovering from streak of errors.
Right now, Nandi is kind of dominating the game. They're taking the right balls and they're choosing the right decision. As of now, it's helping them, and now they're coming to the second serve, and the game is going pretty good. But and for Keerthi, I think it'll be a tough one. Even if they lose this, I think they'll have a strategy to recoup on the other games. So
Also, this is the second time the DRS is being called, and Sahithi doesn't look very happy with the referee's decision. The referee's call is in, but Sahithi is very sure that the ball is out. So she's calling for the DRS, and let's see if Sahithi is right. Timeout to rethink on things without actually taking a timeout. And I think it's a really, Nandi was in the momentum. This timeout might prove not so good for them. I think the DRS is slightly taking time. Also, we can see. Also, we can see players practicing here. So the DRS is taking times and doing some drills here on how to play at the net. Zena, Zena and her partner practicing for how to. So I think they're just trying to not cool down. I mean, keep their body warm so that they don't have that cool body wherein they make some errors and lose some points. So I think they're just trying to keep their body warm.
Stuck at the DRS destination. This call is pretty solid, and the ball looks like it's in. And so what as a player when you're in challengers, how's the referee's call at game? If it's a right call or a wrong call, and and people use it and some people abuse it. So what do you think of the referee's call?
Abhishek, yeah, I mean, there are different kind of players who always. I mean, I have seen people who get very angry at the calls. I have seen players who keep like let two calls be out or right or wrong. That doesn't really matter. We should get the other points in. So I personally feel the second kind of mindset is better because now for a referee, let us say you are in referee's place. It's not very easy for you to make calls. Sometimes ball is too fast, or you just have like a fraction of a second to make a decision, and people make mistakes. So referees also, they're not machines. So I feel you should let go of certain things and move on from that point.
Absolutely, what you said is very right out there, because the ball travels very fast, and sometimes you can just get carried away also in that. You only have that fraction of a second to decide, and especially those line calls, especially when it's on the tram line or on the baseline, it's very difficult to call it. It's a good thing that we have the VAR or the DRS that we call it here.
Also, we have seen matches which are like high stake and something closer to finals or semis. We have seen like 2, 3 referees being there. I mean, you have line umpires, you have the main umpire, and here as well we have DRS to decide on all this.
I mean, having DRS for a pickleball league is pretty huge. Like games like IPL and like you have in cricket, you have such advanced technology. But this in pickleball was actually lacking. This was the biggest, huge problem when it comes to like pickleball, having not having a pretty solid decision. Like that decision can make or break your game. Like we have seen in many games and tournaments. We have been to so many tournaments, and people lose the momentum and they lose the game. And in singles, you have no one to blame, and you have to reset your mindset to according to what referee is saying. So when you come like that, then the HPL is doing a very great thing having the DRS. So I think that's good. Hello.
Very important to not carry that disappointment and then and you might lose the match.
You've played earlier, Sandeep. So, what do you do to reset your mind? What as a player, you've seen that okay, there is a call that has gone against you, but as we speak, it is 10-3 for the Nandi Chargers. So they're doing pretty well out here in this women's doubles. The Keerthi Warriors have a lot of work to do. But coming back to the question, as the players take a time out, how do you go ahead and reset yourself? What do you think? It's humanly very difficult to not think about, a wrong decision. But how do you tune your mind?
So it really depends on whether it is singles or doubles because I think it's a resurrection for him. So I can see a big grin on his face, like a devilish laugh, that he's quite happy about the situation right now, because he's those members who have worked really hard for the team, and he's also the CEO of the team. That's what the post they have created for Shantanu. He has really worked hard. He has brought in coaches. He has done those sessions. Who trained with the team. And at some point, people really feel when the team is not playing, Shantanu would just take the paddle up and play for the team. But just that it's not acceptable, or it's against the rules. He's not doing it. So, but I think this would be great comeback for Shantanu to take the team. To make the team competitive and to make his owners happy. Also, coming back to the question you have asked me, how a line call would affect. So, that is where I think pickleball is a game of mindset more than your skill, because if you're not in your right mindset, we have seen players lose good players, experienced players lose against novices just because they were unable to get their mind together, or just dwelling on points which happened. So I accept that it's really difficult to not forget what happened on the previous point, but that is what in the start itself, as I already told, you should have the mindset that okay, two of the line calls are going to go wrong, because these are not trained referees like in Wimbledon, or you have some other places like IPL, where you are training the referees, and they are top notch. They are writing exams. They are doing trail sessions, and they have hell lot of experience. The only way you can not get affected is you tune your mind beforehand. That's what I feel.
Perfect. It's all in the mind. There are a lot of mind games as well that we've seen how teams have played those mind games, how teams have been victims of mind games as well. We've seen that in international sport. We've seen that here as well. And all that is not really new. 12-5-12. Keerthi Warriors on their second serve. They went and hit out. A full forehand, full-blooded shot goes way out of the baseline. 12-5. 3 points for the Nandi Chargers to go ahead and wrap this match up and get back on level terms.
Also, I feel this would have been, if Keerthi would have won this, that's a great booster to the win they had in the start. But losing this might slightly get into their minds. But however, I think we have new additions. We can see maybe Vijayanand get some points for the team. Let's see how he does. But it looks quite difficult to close down on the difference. But let's see if Keerthi can pull through.
This and now Dinesh's role becomes, because how he's performed in the challengers. We've seen him how he did in the last match. So does this put a lot of pressure on him? Because somewhere at the back of mind he will also be thinking, okay, if I'm
that is not a mindset a good player should have, but what he brings to the court matters a lot. He brings in confidence, he brings in his good game at the net, he brings in his smashes. So I think Dinesh is a player who would actually if the team is slightly weaker on the mental side, he can get that really up with his consistency and shots. But when it comes to two balanced players already, so if he has a balanced teammate, maybe he might not be of great help. But looking at Dinesh's game, his performance, so he's good at singles, but still not at the level of advanced single players like Samir, Nikhil, but he's good at the intermediate stage. But when it comes to mixed doubles and men's doubles, maybe he can do some damage. So in mixed doubles, his poachers, his long hands would really help. In mixed doubles, as we have seen in 70-80% of the matches, it is like how they hit to the women, and then how they really poach for the ball and do those extra finishes and get some maximum amount of points. It's more about court coverage, like 70-80% of the court coverage should be, the man should be doing it. So since he could do that, I think mixed doubles is a good ad, but it really depends on how Janvi would support with those 20-30% shots and her consistency with respect to that 30%.
The Nandi Chargers slowly need to go ahead and improve on this. 12-7. Sahithi Punala on serve. Gets it to Anisha. There it is. That is exactly what the Keerthi Warriors need at this point of time. They need to keep consistently doing it. Induce those unforced errors. Induce those forehand errors from the Nandi Chargers. Take the serve, and once they have the serve, they need to make sure that they continue the good work so that they get those points, reduce those deficit. And God, there's a Zena there, not able to time that, maybe that dab out there, not able to time it, ball going out.
Yeah. So the point before, if you can recollect, so the low ball which Anisha put near close to the leg. So the more closer you hit to the legs, the more difficult it becomes to the team hitting the shot, because there'll be pops and then you can capitalize on them. So it's always good to have a low shot closer to the legs, so that now the player is doing a half volley and there's a pop on the ball which you can capitalize. So it's now really on Zena's end to support. I think Anisha is playing her best. That's a beautiful smash from Sahithi, which Zena looks slightly off, and the contact went off, because of which she couldn't put the ball in.
They had a pretty good chance, I feel, Keerthi. They got the score from 3, now they're at 8. I think there's still chance if they can just pull the match 1 point at a time. Like you can just focus, not making any more errors and just keeping their composure, having 1 point at a time. I think they still have some chance. What do you think? Can they pull off the match, or is it already done? I mean, it's a side out right now.
Definitely, right now, it really depends on whether Keerthi can break those. 1 or 2 slight luck on Keerthi's end would really give them extra chance to do those serves. I mean, it's a beautiful hands battle, but somehow Anisha had slightly had her paddle angled, because of which the ball went out. But if that would have been a different scenario, if that would have gone in.
And it's already match point. It's 1 serve break, and they have 1 more serve to finish off the match, or will be back again. Sahithi and Deepti's combination is pretty good. They have been playing tournaments, and I think they're the first people in the pickleball community in Hyderabad. They have been performing from the start. They're good, so their combination is pretty solid as well.
Also, it feels like Sahithi's family is either doing business or playing pickleball, and then they got some business into pickleball as well. So that's curtains for Anisha and Zena. It's a pretty good fight, but Deepti and Sahithi had the initial lead, but somehow Anisha and Zena were able to close in slightly. But then in the end, Sahithi and Deepti pulled it through.